Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Instantgo Tarot Odyssey. Today we're going to be doing What Can I Expect in 2019? For me, it's going to be about what I'm doing now, having success in everything I'm doing, because success is liking yourself, liking what you do, and liking how you do it, right? So I'm realizing in this sort of vocation that I'm in, there's so many different levels of perfection and cool artistry and wiggle room for cool graphics, excellent audio. So my goal for 2019 is to up my game and bring you guys a really good, channel with fun stuff and interactive stuff. So I'm really looking forward to that. So today we're going to have a 4-card pick, and we're going to start with Flamingo Spirit as number 1, Porcupine Spirit as number 2, Scarab Beetle as number 3, and Otter Spirit as number 4. So the Flamingo Spirit is about embracing the in-between. Porcupine Spirit is about time for a beginner's mind. I absolutely love that. No matter what subject matter I'm going into, I always do fresh research every morning on it, because I know I'm never going to know anything. I know some things, but I know I want to know more things. And medical science, psychology, all those things constantly have new breakthroughs. So every day I'm like, what's going on? And I'll check all the feeds and see what's going on. I learned some great stuff about magnetic therapy this morning that was phenomenal. And I'll talk about those links and everything. Okay, and number 3 is Scarab Beetle Spirit. Magic works through you. Absolutely 100%. You can have or be anything you want because you are limitless, and it just works through you, right? You can change somebody's day and you can change somebody's life just by smiling or offering a friendly hand holding the door for them, all those things that make people feel like the world is not such a frightening, bad place. Usually, it's so funny, I have my feather on today, and I used to wear feathers all the time, but I had gotten stuff so constricted in my wardrobe and pushing everything to the back that this feather fell out this morning when I was looking for something else, and I was like, oh, my peacock feather, because I love the peacock thing too, and that's like, don't forget to shine. Like this morning when I was getting ready, I'm like, is that too much? Is this too much? I'm like, nothing is too much. What you feel like bringing forth and having be shiny and fun and new and creative. Like I like to really be creative in my wardrobe. I love hats. I love accessories. But again, I do believe in that adage that when you look in the mirror, take off the first thing that really sticks out. Like I had this on as a choker and I love this so much, but it was one of those things where it just put the focus like over the top on it. So it's like all those fun things. So every day we get to be creative and be, like expansive, and we can change. Like one day we can look like an Amish person wearing all frivolous free garb, and the next day we can literally be a peacock and be in all your finery, right? I love that. So Otter Spirit says you are never alone. That's beautiful. I want you guys to remember that more than anything, okay? You're never alone. That's when depression can seek in, and never doubt yourself, because doubt kills more dreams than failure ever will, right? If you doubt yourself, who else is going to stand up for yourself, go the course you want to go and stick with it? You, right? So always, always have faith in yourselves, and go out and reach to people that also have faith in you, because they're going to help you sustain that energy that says, hey, I am worthy, I am beautiful, I am strong, I am competent, I know what I'm doing, others are behind me, right? Anybody else that has that, just that skeptic in other people, because again, I can't say this strong enough. When people feel like they're lacking in confidence, money, whatever, they certainly don't want you to succeed in that arena because they feel like it's less from them. That's their mentality. So be like, pish, I'm on my merry way. I'm going to do my merry thing. So for you guys, we're going to start with number 1, Flamingo Spirit. I always try to keep these fast and furious, but then I did all this research this morning. It got me in the best mood, and I'm like, I really need new, fresh information and perspective to do reads, because I feel like I don't want to just get on and talk and be like, oh, this is the King of Wands or whatever like that, and give you that. I mean, we know that it is a divination tool to help with that, but I also feel like we need theories and things to put into practice that help us, because it's all about vibrations, right? At the end of this, I'm just going to tell you a quick little 2-minute story that happened. And that, again, was another life-changing concept that I didn't realize until I heard it and put it into practice. And I was like, it was amazing. So let's see. Number 1 with Flamingo Spirit is Door to Spirit. It's funny. It's like spirit, 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 right? Let's see what's going on with these. Again, these cards, when I first got them, I was like, there was woman holding a heart, woman holding a coin, And I was like, I hope they up the game in these because they're rather simple, but they're so beautiful and the concepts are so beautiful. Glasses are necessary at this juncture for sure. I'm not going to be able to see what the hell's going on. So let's see what is going on with that. I love that. I haven't seen that card before, which is really cool. I love when I come across cards I haven't seen. It's wonderful. So Door to Spirit says, the spiritual awakenings and new beginnings. This door opens onto the expansive energetic realm where all new beginnings originate. The orb of light is guiding you through the clouds of the earthly world, leading you to a deeper understanding of your eternal identity, the source of all true value and power. This door opens onto truly unlimited potential. For the changes that happen here reach deep into the core of your being. As such, this card often heralds the increasing powers in your spiritual arts and deepening your connection with the spirit world. Oh, I love that so much. Wow. So don't be surprised if you find yourself becoming more intuitive, more aware of Spirit's presence, or more powerful in your own healing practices. Now is a time to open up to unexpected guidance and inspiration of Spirit and to the magic and power in your true identity. Absolutely, because once we come into contact of who we really are, the essence of us. Okay, let's just say we want to have 3 examples, right? Okay, I know that I'm curious, right? So what am I going to do today? I'm going to find answers to things, right? I'm creative. Yesterday, after we had our family dinner, we all sat down and painted and we played a fun art game. It was so nice and it's so connective. And since my 2 children are artistic, it brought them a sense of calm. It brought them a sense of balance. Plus, we had to digest our 57 pounds of bacon that we consumed. Oh my gosh, I love Thanksgiving. It's just like you eat like you're going to the electric chair, right? I was like, I couldn't move. I loved it because I'm normally pretty careful about what I eat just because I like it clean and light. I always had, and let me tell you this really quickly, why I do this. Right after I gave Born to India, I realized, oh my God, at any time she could be in dire jeopardy, right? So I always ate like a bird, knowing that I would want to be able to be in the physical condition to run as fast as I can if I ever had to go rescue her. Because I once saw this mom at the beach and her kids were climbing the rocks and she wasn't in good enough shape to go get them. And I remember running out and pulling them off the rocks and there were big waves and I thought, oh my gosh, I can never be so full that I can't run to go save India or Hagen. And ever since then I started training for my black belt. I was like crazy. You know, I was like, oh my God, I have these little people to protect. But yeah, you know what I mean? You decide who you want to be. And we are different people all the time. When you're a fresh mother and motherhood is fresh, right? With your first child, you're like, oh, I'm going to take 1,000 pictures of them. I'm going to get the best food from all that. And then you kind of relax into it, right? Yeah, you go almost into hyperdrive. It's funny. So that is really beautiful, you guys. I love that. I have to keep this organized how I am right now. So then we're going to do, we'll do the Affirminator cards, but I'm using the old ones. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for you guys. Look at this. Ace of Swords. This is what you can expect in 2019. And this is great. The Ace of Swords is a complete fresh start and perspective in everything in love and how you value and view yourself. You know, you're going to begin to realize that you are limitless. Because the distance between our dreams and reality is only action, right? Like our dreams, it's in our head. I'm like, you know what I would really love to do today? I would love to get like a 6-foot canvas and just start to paint. Then what's the next step? You go to a craft store and you go and get that, right? You're begun that dream now. You took that small action, which didn't cost you a lot. You got in a car, you went for a ride, right? That's going to be your new formula of thinking like, wow, you know what? I can just get out there and take one small step and have what I'm doing. And here's why I hear this in my head with the wheel. It's perspective. So you're going to be on the topper rung of that wheel and that perspective because it is that whole series of the seasons and the change and what we go through. And each season and each change you're going to pull that vital information that helps you make the best choices, which is basically when you wake up, how are you starting your day? What are you putting in your head? Are you saying, wow, I can do whatever I want today. My potential is limitless. I can go and plant a tree in my yard and shortly I can have a beautiful Japanese maple tree. I can paint. I can write a song. I can make somebody's day better by calling them up or bringing them soup if they don't feel good, right? So here's a perspective of this. Yesterday when I was doing some research after dinner and we played our games and everything, everybody was all revved up and they were singing and laughing and all joyful. Like when Faith, India, and Hagen get together and they're in a really good mood and they were like doing all this stuff and laughing and the television was going on with a Star Wars movie and all this stuff was going on. And the first thought in my mind was, Jesus, they're loud. How am I ever going to concentrate? But followed up by that, immediately after that was, oh my God, they're having such a good time. And I thought, well, what choice do you want to hang on to here? Jesus, they're loud and they're going to wreck your night in your research that you're trying to do on Thanksgiving? Or wow, they're having a good time. I chose they're having a good time, and guess what? I came in and joined in, and we had a super, super thing. You can interact. You can dive in and out of whatever choices you want. Oh, I can go see what they're singing about. I can go see what they're talking about. I can, be curious and be alive and participate. Instead of taking myself so seriously, being research. I got to know about this. I was like, yeah. That's what you're going to understand with the Ace of Swords. You flip that page to, I have two choices in here. I can listen to my lower vibration, which is me. I need to do this. I need to accomplish that. Or your higher vibration was like, let's go find that good time. Let's see who's having a good time and why, right? Let's get in on that good time. That's what I want. And I used to have to be careful because whenever I heard music, laughing, or dancing, it's like a magnet, right? It's like someone laughing. It's totally contagious. When somebody's having a good time, excuse me for one sec. You want in on that, right? You want to know what they're singing about and what's going on. This rescue tea, it's like this RX rescue tea. I love it. It makes me feel good after. But I feel like it's like tea is weird. It can be really bitter or really refreshing. But yeah, see, you're going to realize too, okay, you don't have to be where your destination is to be happy right now. That's what I'm hearing. Yeah, you don't have to be in your destined place that you're thinking about. You just have to be on that path. Yeah, that's very, very strong. Just moving towards it, thinking about it, daydreaming about it, pulling it into being. That's exactly what's going on. And you're going to get in that fluid motion of, oh yeah, the distance between my dreams and reality is just action. So I'm going to take baby steps. Remember too, the digestibility that I was always saying. Tiny steps, 24-hour increments. I love working in 24-hour increments. It always helps me. It's something, it's like I put out that thought, I want this, then I let it dissolve. Remember, we have to let it go. Put that other thought out there, let it dissolve. I'm serious, this works. Today I had, where we put our energy to, right? I started redesigning jewelry and doing all this stuff, and then my Etsy store blew up, and I was like order after order after order, and I was so happy because I was putting my energy in that. I organized all my special beads and all my stones and stuff, and when I neglect them, the energy moves away from them. But when I look at them and I get all excited about my new developments and then I let it go and I let it dissolve, that's when the interest in it comes in, right? Because I'm not hanging on tightly. I'm not like, why isn't anybody looking at this? Yeah, you let it dissolve. And that's what's going to go on with your Ace of Swords moment. As you're going to ask yourself, like, what am I doing right now that's bringing me closer to where I want to be tomorrow, right? Yeah, you have that lovely motion towards getting your dreams fulfilled, but you're not suffocating them because you're not attaching angst to them, hence being in the top of the wheel, that big perspective of getting what you want. I love that. So now we're going to have an affirmator card. Oh, don't take it personally. Oh, I love that. Okay, so don't take it personally. If someone starts to speak unkindly to me, I'll remember that they've got something going on that has nothing to do with me. Like maybe they just pooped their pants. Yes, that's probably it. I've never read this card. Think of this. If you're in a mall or you're shopping and somebody's acting like an atrocious fool in line, think of this card. Think of this, don't take it personally. Think that person pooped their pants and then have a good smile, right? I'm going to do that for everybody I run into. Every time I see Donald Trump talk, I'm going to be like, oh, he just pooped his pants. That's the best. I love that. Okay, you guys, so that's you. So don't forget, if you're new, to like and subscribe. All my buttons are down below for my Etsy store, for all the links, for private reads, anything like that. I'm on Instantgo. If you want me to get in touch with you within 2 hours and give you a quick what's what, I'm on Instantgo. People love that. I love that. Don't take it personal. Oh my Lord, that's awesome. So that's you guys in Flamingo spirit. Beautiful and hilarious. I love it. So let's go on to Porcupine spirit. Time for the beginner's mind. I love this card probably the best in the deck out of all of them because as soon as I pick up books, tablets, or whatever to go learn something, I have to remind myself, hey, if I start reading and I want to flick off, I'm like, I already know this information. I already studied this. And I'm like, just do it one more time. There might be something you see. Or let me go on these websites. And like I said, the other day I ran into Abraham Hicks and I had not listened to her in a long, long time. And she gave me all these fresh insights that now that I'm at the beginner's mind, instead of, oh, I already know this information, it sounded completely different. I digested it in an entirely new way and I had a better understanding. So when we're in a beginner's mind, we also listen to people. We open our hearts and minds to become good listeners, right? It's not the, oh, I already know what's going on. I know everything. And, it's very insulting when somebody's trying to convey a message to you to be, heart and head absent from that, right? People know when you're listening to them and paying attention to them, and it makes them really sad when you're vacant, then they just feel like they're talking to midair. I knew that around the dining room table last night when everybody was getting head up and talking really loud. And I would just try to interject with something funny that happened. And I could tell that they were so in their own zones that they weren't hearing the words. So when you notice that, just stop talking, save your energy, because you don't want to be insulted by the fact that they're too in their own heads to listen to anybody else. It'll save you time and effort for sure. So this is Woman Holding a Coin. This is what I thought was so funny when I got these. I'm like, oh, these titles are very simple. They don't go out of their way to extrapolate too much information from anywhere, do they? But then I was like, that's the beauty sometimes, is simplicity. I love my best days, and I say this all the time, is when I get up, I whack on whatever is around me. I try to keep my wardrobe really simple and darker colors, simple patterns, so everything can mix and match quickly. And when I throw on clothes and just go out and go for an adventure, the fool type of attitude, it always ends up being the best sort of day. So the woman holding a coin is this elegantly dressed woman on this card has a beautiful chair. I'm not even going to pretend I can read this. That's as far as I can read on this. It's so funny. Okay, so the elegant... I need that outfit. Who doesn't need that outfit with that? That would be winter. That outfit would be crimson color for me, but I need that outfit. Look at her hair. The elegantly dressed woman on this card sits in a beautiful chair holding a bright gold coin. When the card comes upright in a woman's reading, it may refer to her directly and to a successful endeavor regarding her own finances or health. This card could also signal a woman of support or assistance regarding these issues. She may give you financial advice or connect you to someone who does. This is a woman, and she may be someone you meet where you make your money, or it may be a woman of wealth and value. Either way, this card is telling you to be on the lookout for a helpful assistance or even the possibility of a new love or friendship connected to a woman of wealth and business. Beautiful. I'm telling you, one of the biggest lessons I've learned in my life and successful things was when my awesome boss, Faina, said to me, well, Melanie, I feel like you'll be ready to go when you've learned everything you need to learn. She's like, I love your energy, and the energy you bring here is very helpful, but I'll understand. And I would watch her, and I would watch how she was with people, and she'd remember their names. And one of the biggest things of advice that I knew, but she'd remind me, was when there was a super line. There was one thing I didn't like to do at the cafe, and that was order take. It was all computers, and I would be like, oh my gosh. And she'd go, all you do is just give them a conversation starter, look down at the screen, breathe, and act like you know exactly what's going on, because everything is contagious and that sort of thing. When people are hungry, what you feel, they begin to feel. And I realized that right away. So if you come in with an easy breezy attitude, they relax for sure. And she was phenomenal, but generous to the most awesome thing. She shows up at work one day. Come on, Melanie, we're going to Pitbull. We're going to Madison Square Garden. Boom, we jump in her car. Wah. She forgets she didn't do a bank drop. So she has over $5,000 in this little bag, but you have to check everything in at the concert, right? So the guy opens the bag, looks in there, and he's like, Jesus, lady, you're my kind of lady. And Faina's like just stacked with cash. And she's generous as hell. She's handing out money to the valet people, to everybody. And the best thing was, we had to go to the bathroom. She's like, come on, we're going to the VIP bathroom upstairs. I'm like, how do you know about that? She's like, just watch. And we went right over the elevator. She's just like, please press it for the VIP bathrooms. We go up in that. All these drunk ladies and supermodel-y looking people are in there. And it was so fun because when I'm with her, I can help her take charge and she can help me take charge. And it's so fun. It's that kind of lady. And what she's, the most beautiful thought I have about her is her enthusiasm for life and business, her smarts, her go-getter attitude, and her generosity. And I always said to myself, when I'm in a place where I can give, I'm going to give big, because that's what it's about, right? Keeping everything in circulation and supporting each other as well. I said too, when this industry that I'm in grows, and it's going to grow and it's going to get crazy, and I'm not going to be able to handle all my jewelry and everything else, I'm going to employ people that I've worked with that have made minimum wage, but they are fantastic workers, but they have just a little gap in their initiative to go off and do things on their own. And I'm going to hire all these people, and eventually we're all going to live together in this gymongous artistic farm. It's going to be like all these old barns that are refurbished. I already picture it in my head. I see easels everywhere. There's going to be the painters. There's going to be the welders section. There's going to be the jeweler section, and we're going to have a pool, and we're going to have horses, and it's going to be phenomenal. And that's not very far away. I want to still have this when I can enjoy it. And again, that should be your attitude, to be able to give graciously and get in that format of life, right? I like that for 2019, please. So let's see what's coming on for you. Ooh, the High Priestess. A lot of this is crystal clear, an immense amount of you, and you've been writing in over and over and emailing me, and thank you. Never ever feel like you're bothering me when these things are happening to you guys. A lot of you guys are going through an ascension, and you're connecting higher to your guides. That's what this High Priestess card is. Once you start realizing what's going on and you like it and you're open to it and you're fascinated and you understand that we are energy, we're limitless, we're expansion, we're all about expansion, and we're all, you know, like one consciousness. And once you start to understand that, some people you get little symptoms, right? Until you adjust. Your third eye, you can get pain, you get like headaches, your throat gets dry and can close. You get energy blocks pretty much in your chakras. And I'm going to do a video on how to clear this. I was watching Barbara Eden this morning. I forgot all about her. Genius. We're highly magnetic. We are. And but there's a chemical that's in your brain that works like that. And guess who has the strong, it's our directional sense. And I think it's called magnesite or something. And guess who has the most of that in the entire world? A homing pigeon. I was like, wow, the highest level. That's why they can remember everywhere they've been and everywhere they're going, and they can bring these messages all over the world. And I thought, wow, that's crazy. So she did all this stuff with magnets, and I'm going to do a video that shows that, because I was like, it takes a lot to blow my mind medically. And I'm like, but it's so simple. It's just with a magnet. And I was like, wow, and it makes sense. And also this breathing technique and movement technique to break up blockages, because that's what you're all about right now. You're about research, finding out the answers, how to, you know, cure ailments in yourself and others using natural stuff. And I feel like you guys like to make special teas and herbs, and you're big on honey, and you're big on stuff that's healing, but it's all natural, right? Yes, absolutely. And your spices. And I keep hearing turmeric, I guess. Let me know if you guys are big into turmeric. I hear turmeric, green teas, all those things. And you're going to be able to, in 2019, figure out a lot. And you're going to be able to juggle and multitask like nobody's business, because you're not going to overdo it. You're going to set yourself rest periods. You're going to set yourself, intuitively, you're going to know when you need a break from everything, and you're going to step back. And things are going to come to you a lot easier now that you've opened those, you know. I love, Jake Ducey puts it with, very simply, that our brain, when it's more flexible and we're putting in new things, it's neuroplasticity. It's when we can expand how we think and new information that comes in, instead of that stagnant 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, the same thing every day, get up and eat and do this and that. You know, it's almost like exercising your brain, because your brain has dendrites, which are little connective tissues. And the more you exercise them, the stronger they get, and they work like little bridges to new information, and they're strong and they cement them. And a lot of doctors that want to help in the area of Alzheimer's and things like that, they're saying that is the biggest thing, to exercise your brain and build these bridges of connections and really hone, you know, how you use your mind, because it's a muscle, right? If you sit all day, you're not going to have strong leg muscles, right? If you do the same things and you don't expand and have neuroplasticity, your brain can start to weaken too. So we don't want to do that. So I feel like you guys are really going to get into the fields of study of esoteric. Some of you tarot cards too. You're going to go into business for yourselves. You have an understanding now, and you're not fearful of these messages, because you just know, of course, our ancestors are still out there in some way, shape, or form and trying to connect with us and help us, right? We're meant to elevate every single generation in every single century. So why wouldn't they be helping us? And you're going to realize that, and you're going to grow and expand. That's going to be beautiful, you guys. So let's see what's going on for you. Alameda. Oh my God, this is so funny. Trust. I trust that everything will be okay in the end, partly because I simply know it in my gut, but also because it's way more fun to live with trust and confidence than to be a defensive wiener. Wiener! That's my favorite word. I'm like, I find, because it's offensive without being inoffensive, right? It's like, don't be a wiener. Don't be a wiener. It's so funny. So that's you guys. Yeah. And I love that, right? I always trust that everything's all right. Even if I know I'm going into what potentially could be a horrific situation, like a socially or whatever. Like I was able to do this every day. One summer, again, I was working for Fine at our club, and they were the most inhospitable, grasping, entitled, freakish people I've ever seen. They swore, they were greedy. They always tried to rip people off. They were horrifying. And there was quite a big group of them. They were mixed with some real beauties, and they're the ones that tempered that. But I'd go in trusting every day that the majority of the people that I had to deal with were going to be like my little sweethearts that came in there. And it was usually about 50-50, but it's funny how your guides send in people that are like, they're like warning shots off the bow. And these people would even was coming, and we'd be like, oh, but it was almost like if you saw it as a comedy show and something like that, you can always make it what you want. You know what I mean? Because work fills a large part of your life. So the only way to be truly satisfied with that is believe in great work. And the only way to do great work is love what you do. So I would put that focus in, and I usually have my kids with me too. They help me run the place. And I'd be like, let's just make this the best possible stuff we can, right? Let's really put our pride in it. And it's not only like a healthy distraction, but it helps you up your game, then your customers are happy, all those things, right? Because if that is one thing, I like things to be well done and be professional and together in that regard, especially when you're dealing with food and presentation. So it was a lot of fun. So that's you guys. So remember to trust. Yeah, you're going to get a lot of intuition that's going to help you a lot financially and love and all those things. So that's you guys. So if you're new, don't forget to press like and subscribe, and do the notification bell too, because that'll show you when all the new videos are up. I love that when that comes up for me. I know what all my favorites are up. And then all my links are down below for private reads and Instantgo. I know you guys really, really love that. And thank you for all the business on there, because that way you get your information and your answers within like 1 or 2 hours. I see the clicker go on, and then I get back to you, and boom, we're off and running. It's really, really cool. And don't forget to check out the Patreon page. Tomorrow on that, we're having live chat night, and we all talk about topics. It's so, so cool. I'm really excited to start that. Okay, so we're going to go on to number 3, which is Scarab Beetle spirits. Magic works through you. 100%. I love Scarab beetles. I have a strong attraction to Egypt. I mean, ever since I was young, I was fascinated with it. I know I've had a life experience there, everything about it. And I knew, like, my first stone I was really attracted to, and being young, was lapis lazuli. And of course, that's an Afghani stone, and very heavy over there. And that's why all the pharaohs and the wealthier families were always wearing lapis lazuli. But yeah, super strong fascination with it. And of course, their scarab beetle, they believe, is a spirit, and that has a beautiful history too. You should look it up. Okay, so we're gonna see. Ooh, so this is you guys. Very nice. The world. So again, this is what we're looking forward to in 2019. It's so funny. It's Black Friday, and I need some materials for some jewelry that's going out, and I'm already like in a terror of going out, but I'm so like, I have such a beginner's mind for it that I'm like, I just want to go see how people are going to behave. I want to people watch. And if I get lucky, I'll be able to secretly film people what's going on. Because my daughter is at the mall right now, and I want to bring her lunch, because obviously some shit's going down there. So, at the end of this day, and I'll tell you India's story, what happened to her yesterday at work, what an adult woman did to her. And I was like, India, I'm getting you a taser because of this. I was so freaked out. So the world is about expansion and opening up. The man in this picture is looking out over a bay. Oh, look at him. I didn't even see him. Above which is a beautiful sphere of earth that is rotating. This card is reminding you to expand your vision and contemplate some much broader questions. Okay, so in the modern age of technology, this could specifically be referring to creating or expanding a more global network through the internet or social marketing, right? Yeah, there's so much that's easily accomplished through networking right now. It's absurd. Like, I remember I saw this really great picture about this tribe in Africa, and I sent it on to one thing, and I went shopping and did some stuff, and I came back, and there were over 3,000 likes and over 700 shares of this thing in a very small window. And I was like, whoa, it just shows you how things can blaze like wildfire. So if you have a concept, I'm hearing this very, very loud. If you have a concept, be careful of your intellectual property for sure. But get it out there, start networking, let people know, send it where you think you don't know how it'd be received. You know what I mean? Just get those ideas out there and those connections, because that's what you're doing. Basically, you're casting your net, right? You never know what you're going to pull in. The wider the cast, the more opportunities. And again, you guys, this group is lovely because they're starting to see what used to be challenges or stuff that might negate them from doing anything. They're now seeing as opportunities. So, I might not work in that market because there's embargoes, there's this, there's that. And then you're like, whoa, wait a minute. I'm gonna test the waters there. Why not, right? Drawing this card also lets you know that you have unlimited resources available to you. And now is a time to think big, as they say. The world is your oyster, so get ready to gobble it up. Fantastic. Yeah, I feel like, again, the same message I keep hearing. You don't have to be where you want to be happy. You just have to be on the path towards it. Because we're never going to say, oh, I want this, and then bingo, it shows up. If it does, then it's not even as well received, right? Because what we like is the journey of it, the journey of discovery, the journey of realizing we can do it. If I just said today, oh, I wish I had my big farmhouse set up for all my artists to live in, it just appeared, I don't think I would relish it so much as if I got to have the industry of building it myself and letting all the artists pick what they want in there. You know what I mean? It's a process of it, right? The journey and the experience of it that makes it so nice too, right? Yeah, it's definitely it. I love that. So let's see what is going on in terms of what else is coming your way. Gotta get our tarot in here. So excited. Ooh, the Chariot. 8 of Wands. This is really nice. So yeah, I'm hearing a lot of things, soul connections in this one. Whenever I see the Chariot right after that in the World too, that encompasses love as well as business with it. I feel like you have a lovely cognizance that, hey, I don't have to defend myself to any person, place, or thing. I have my goals. I'm going to be doing what I want. And guess what, Sheila, Barbara, Christopher, I don't have to tell you why. Because you're not really in the grand scheme of things, okay? You might be at the work desk next to me, or you might be in the post office in line next to me, but I don't have to explain a thing to you. Like, do you remember when your children were little? This is for you ladies and gents that went out with your kids. Every old lady in town wanted to be like, are you sure your baby's warm enough? Are you sure your baby's not too hot? Are you sure your baby should eat that? Everybody would constantly comment on each other's children. And I learned just through watching how others react and how it didn't go down well, that all I had to say is, oh, thank you very much, and continue doing what I was doing. It's none of their business how I live my life. I know the temperature of my children. I know what they like to eat. I know what's good for them. But they always have to comment, you know what I mean? It's those people that have smaller lives in there. They're just busybodies. So this is a beautiful card, because this is you saying, you know what, I could care less what you think, but you're doing it in a respectful way. So it's respectfully, I could care less what you have to say, but thank you, Edna. Lovely, lovely. So it's going to clear your decks from any self-analyzation that doesn't need to be there. So yeah, you're just going to have clarity of who you are, and you know you're doing well, and you know you're coming from Hail, which is honesty, authenticity, integrity, and love. So you don't have to defend anything. You don't have to waste your time. In fact, I see you in a lot of cases just like, peace out, Indiana Jones style, you leave, you're done. You're too busy working toward your dreams and goals. And I feel like you're also, there's soul connections in this. So a soulmate isn't somebody who completes you anyway, right? It's someone who inspires you to complete yourself. A soulmate's somebody who loves you with so much conviction and so much heart that it's nearly impossible for you to doubt your dreams and who you are and what you're doing. Those are the kind of people you're going to connect with, right? And they're going to show you how capable you are of becoming exactly who you want to be and the steps you have to take to get there. I learned this thing about love the other day, and I thought, oh my gosh, that's so true. So what it was basically saying is, people are saying, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I've got to work on myself. I've got to work on myself. No, you don't. Guess what? They're already out there. You're supposed to work on yourselves with each other together in the journey and grow together and help each other. That's part of the aspects and the beauty of soul connections like that. You are reaching these new goals together, right? Isn't it great? The little steps you go through, starting a family, starting being together, getting that first pet, doing all that. You're supposed to have these experiences. We're never going to be, because we are a more. It's just in our thing. We have an ego, of course we do. Our ego wants more for us. It wants us to be better, know better, and do that. In a sense, it can drive us in the right direction, but we have to leave it out of the equation the majority of the time, because when we listen to our heart and our soul, that wants us to achieve as well, right? But it also wants us to have gratitude and say, hey, you're doing great so far. You don't need more every second. In fact, when you're busy getting more, you're not appreciating what you have now. 24 hours a day, 24 hours a day. I can't say that enough. We don't need to be into next week and being a major mogul and doing this and that. We can be today. We can be content and happy in our family and with what we have, the fact we have a car, house, all that. But you are beautifully in that stride of, I don't need to explain myself. I don't need to criticize others. You're in a happy balance. That's sort of where you're going to be at the beginning of 2019, because I'm in the first couple months. But I also feel like you have a lot of drive towards your goals without having to put a lot of effort in. I feel like this group, you're going to breeze into your goals because you're realizing, I put that out there into the universe, what I want. It's starting to percolate, and then I can release it so it can happen, right? All the good stuff comes when you're not thinking on it. It's like that watching a kettle boil, right? It never boils. It drives you crazy. It's not meant to be stared at, right? Oh, look at this. I haven't seen this card either. We're getting all new ones. So gratitude. Today I'm grateful for all the little things. Isn't it funny? These cards are coming up after those things that we're talking about. So gratitude says, today I'm grateful for all the little things. Even when the big things suck, there are always plenty of little things I can be for at least a little grateful for. Like hot showers. That's my go-to too. If I'm in bed and I have a lot of work, I'm like, oh my gosh, I get the best hot shower. I get all excited. And music, and the fact that humans invented the internet and I'm allowed to use it whenever I want to. Using fingers and thumbs to do whatever I want them to do at any given moment. That's perfect, right? Yes, all those little things that make us happy during the day. We're like, wow, music is a big one too, right? Reading, I get to meditate, I get to listen to quiet music, I get to paint, I get to do all those things. So go into that realm of, wow, what am I looking forward to that's going to help me and bring me to this beautiful place. You know, again, we love comfort and we love to have balance and all that, but again, we got to say goodbye to our comfort zone, especially this group. You know what I mean? It's time to make a commitment to your future and who you want to become. And you know that you have to test different waters, but you're not going to be scared about it, because guess what? Where you used to see things as a hurdle, again, this group, and a lot of people they're seeing them as opportunities, right? Hey, if I go here, I might meet this person and this might happen. And it gets you excited to go out and do things. You know what I mean? You're not like, oh, I got it. You don't go on Debbie Downer road like, oh, I'll have to do this, this, and that. No, you have a coat, put it on and go out. That's it. The simplest always garners the best results for sure. So that's you guys. Oh, that's really beautiful. I love that. Nice. Did I do you? Yeah, I did that right. Yes. I know. I'm working at a table in a different space now, so I have to get used to how things are set up. Yeah, I adore that. So that's you, Scarab Spirit. So just get out there and remember 24 hours so you don't have to put stress on your nervous system trying to achieve everything. I have to remind myself too. I woke up, I started listening to emails, and this time of year, quite a few of my clients, I do some life coaching stuff, they get they're either euphoric and they're happy and they see the expansion and all the good things, or they get super down in the dumps and almost like suicidal thoughts, all those things. Everybody has different levels of what happens. And when I start to read that and all of a sudden I'm like, oh my God, I panic when I see that word anyway. So then I'm just starting to get all my information. I start to email stuff and I'm like, whoa, slow your roll. Guess what? These are clients that you told them they're in a safe space, whoever, anybody can share anything you want at any time. But when you show panic and urgency, that shows them panic and urgency, right? So let them know, yeah, we're allowed to have these thoughts, but let them pass through and then we'll take a look at them, right? I love this RXT. My throat gets, if I drink anything carbonated, it's not great, but yeah, my body doesn't like chemicals. It doesn't like alcohol. It doesn't like weed. It doesn't like anything. It doesn't react well. Like, because I feel like I fire on all cylinders at anything that hits it that's not its natural state. I almost go into like dream mode and I can't connect with people. I'm serious. It's like I start tripping the hell out and I don't know what's going on. So when I get really hyper, the only thing that calms me down, because I don't put chemicals in, is just good quiet music. And I want you guys to do that too. If you ever get like, well, you know, like in the too fast and furious mode of the holidays, is get that quiet music in there and don't put so much chemicals in your body. It's a temporary band-aid, and it also just causes big fluctuations. For sure. Okay, so now we're going to go on to the Otter Spirit. So I don't know if I already said this to you guys for Scarab Spirit. Please press like and subscribe if you're new, and do the little gray arrow at the bottom. That'll notify you when all the new videos come in. And all my links are down below for Instantgo, for all my private reads. Check out the Patreon page. Just check it out. Some of the Oracle cards are up there. I'm very, very excited about that. And we're going to have live chat night tomorrow. It's going to be so fun. I'm very excited. And yeah, all that stuff. The Etsy store. It's really super cool. Yeah, and finally, everything's falling into place beautifully, because I'm saying this one thing and I want you guys to say it over and over. I have all the time in the world. I have all the time in the world. Please say that to yourself. It gives you such breadth and width in your life, because you realize, yeah, time is what you make it and what you want to do with it. It's your life. It's your success. You know what I mean? Like how you do it, when you do it, and how you do it. Don't let anybody else infringe. Like, come on, come on. That's their personal clock. We don't have to race. We're not keeping up with anybody. We're in fine fettle. We're good. Right? Okay, so Otter Spirit is, you are never alone. That's such a beautiful premise. I love that so much. And we're not ever alone. There is always somebody. You can go online and find some chat room or some place. There's these lovely ones that are all included in Facebook, all these spiritual connection ones, and you just get on there and people just chat, and they're beautiful, and it's an awesome community, and they post positive, beautiful affirmations. They really bring you up. So yeah, if you check out some of those groups, they're like the spiritual awakening groups. Fantastic. So, ooh, I like this for you guys. A victory, a victory, a victory. I love this dress so much. I got it at I don't know where I got it, but it was stuffed in my closet, but it's Vera Wang. I love her stuff. Her fabrics are so good. I feel like I'm wearing a nightgown. It's a dress, and it feels like a nightgown. I'm so happy in it because I don't like itchy, scratchy, or constrictive. Like no and no. Victory! Success and achievement. Upright, this card shows a beautiful spirit holding a golden victory wreath, an acknowledgement for achievement. Oh, that's beautiful. These are all new cards, by the way. We hardly ever get these, and you guys will know as viewers, right? So this is fantastic because we're going to be in a new phase, right? 2019, new phase, new attitude, new cards, new everything. Success is on its way, and you have a sense of pride in what you've worked on. The achievement may be a great outer success, or it may be a deep inner change that you've been exerting a lot of effort towards. Enjoy this sense of accomplishment, but be careful not to rest upon your laurels. People expect outer triumph to bring great changes, but often they may still be inner work to do. Let yourself be open to victory on every level now. Ooh, beautiful. That's exactly. Let it happen. I cannot stipulate fast enough. Just let it happen. Because like we've been saying, it is not about, we're not our happiness, or we're not that energy. We're not in our success mode when we have to be where we want to be. You know what I mean? Where's the finish line? No, it is that journey of getting there. When we just focus our energy on the big picture of traveling down there and painting the canvas of where we want to go, where we want to work, who we want to meet. That's the fun part and the experience part. If we just had everything that we thought of immediately on a silver platter, there would be ingratitude because we never had to work for it. We never got to dream it up. We never got to be creative with it. It just existed, right? So this is going to help us get to that victory. The biggest way to do this and the fastest way and how it works for me is I devise a mental picture of it. I say it out loud. I write it down. Then I release it. You have to release it. You know that thing with the watch kettle. Once you stop watching it and you're busy with something else, beep, 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 it's done, right? You're ever waiting for that text or phone call? The more you wait, the more anxiety you attach to it, the urgency, the dependency, all that stuff, the desperation. It will not come. And even if it comes in a timely manner, for you, it's been eons because you've been so desperate about it. So just let everything be easy and free and just let it come to you. That's all it is. It's all about the arrival, right? We don't want to be, just on that path of victory. We've got to stop just trying to do and get and do and get and do and get. It's not about more, more, more. And you're going to start to realize that. You're going to realize it's about picturing it, knowing it's already there, and releasing it and waiting for it, for sure. There you go. So you're already working hard. Nice. And yes, I love this. How wonderful. See? Eight of Pentacles. A big part of your 2019 is focusing on your career, and I feel like a great deal of you are branching off on your own. You're going to be doing all kinds of things. You're actually going to be doing YouTubing stuff. Some of you are going to be doing tarot. Some of you are going to be jewelry. Some of you are going to be painting. Quite a few of you are in the medical fields, and you're med students. You're going to be working really, really hard to do well on your exams and to see the newest procedures, things like that, studying up on all the new scientific breakthroughs. Yeah, you're going to be working really focused, but you're going to be having a good time because, again, success is liking what you do and liking how you do it, right? Like I said before this, I don't ever want to half-ass this. I want beautiful equipment. I want excellent sound. I want to be in the best place. Let's do this. And that's what you're doing. And now with the King of Cups, you're going to be able to offer your assistance to others. And it's going to be a beautiful flow of information. Like you're going to be huge on the internet and social media because you're going to get this great information. You're going to get these great products and you're just going to release them and just let them play out how they do. But you're not going to be desperate, or you're not going to be you're not going to be breathing down the neck of the success of it. So it's just going to start to flow to you, right? Like, I've always surprised my dentist, even if I had to have some like harrowing work when I'm in the chair, because I go to an entirely different place while I'm waiting for them to finish whatever they're doing. I breathe in my nose, I breathe out my mouth, I relax, I do all these little things. Then I completely remove myself from where that building is, from who those people are, and what's going on up in here. Because my mother had a terrible fear of it. And I never did, because as soon as I closed my eyes, I just went somewhere else. And I can always do that. So I transport myself. And that's what you're going to be able to do when you're in situations that you feel like people are draining you, or your energy is being pulled away from you. You're simply going to deflect it by being disinterested. You disengage. You're like, this is not for me. I don't need this petty bullshit. I don't need people talking about their neighbors, friends, poorly, all those things. You're not going to put up with that. You know what I mean? You're definitely, I love that thing with that saying, what is it? Don't confuse my personality with my attitude. My personality is who I am, and my attitude depends on who you are. So that is your attitude. You're like, guess what? This person makes me say and do things I don't particularly love, so I'm going to step away from that. I don't need to engage with these people. Who wrote that contract? I don't have a soul contract with you. Peace out. You know what I mean? Yeah, you're going to be very elevated, hence the kingly stance, where if you offer your words and your opinion and your love, you're completely from hell. You're from honesty, authenticity, integrity, and love. You have a really good balance with work, love, all that stuff. Quite a few of you I see. Big romance coming in as well, because when the King of Cups is there, that means you know who you are, and now who you're attracting is on equal footing. I love that, because I feel like in the past, some of you guys put up with some serious shit. You put up with attention-seeking morons. You put up with people that were immature. You put up with people that those scales were not even. Whatever was happening on that person was constantly on a bitch roll, or they didn't like to clean or help you out in that degree, or you always had to walk the dog, whatever that is. You're not going to go for that now. You're going to realize, hey, this person is going to be giving. I'm going to trust them. I'm going to, they better be a shining example of a human being, or they can kiss my ass goodbye. That's your motto. You're done. You're like, I'm good. And here's why. Power. I feel like you guys are a very powerful group emotionally. You're standing on some strong ass legs. You are literally Hercules. You're just not going to. You're always, God darn, my time is valuable. What I have to say is valuable. What I do is valuable. Why am I standing here with these crazy, scrawny brained morons trying to friggin' dun dun dun? Yeah, you're just vacate. And here's why. Power. I am strong. I am grounded. I am powerful. I am like a cross between a dinosaur and a tank. Woo! But not a tank that's used for war. I am like a peaceful, loving dino tank who feels so strong it doesn't need to do anything but be. Absolutely. You ever see those personalities? Jackie Chan is huge like that. Whenever I see him on a set and there's in between stuff, he just stands there and he just is. You know what I mean? He'll look at he's so dynamic to just be around his energy. He'll just like he'll look out at clouds. He'll look out at stuff. He's always smiling. He literally looks like he always got out of a warm bath and somebody just draped him in a warm fuzzy towel. That's his expression, because he's just being. And he could kill you any given second. He could chop your ass in half with him. He's like so powerful. But he exudes that quiet power. But yet it's just because he is. He's busy just being. You know what I mean? It's lovely. That's awesome. So I love that for you guys. Again, yeah, you have superpower coming in, and you're gonna be like a magnet definitely towards people too. So make those boundaries. You know what I mean? You always want to be loving and strong, but every once in a while you have to set that boundary of, yeah, this is how this is going, and that's all that's going. You know what I mean? Because people, they don't mean to take advantage or ask you for more, but you're a sense of peace and calm and love to them. So when you're around them, you speak to them and you're in their environment, they feel good and safe, and they know somebody cares about them. That's all. And when you see it from that point of view, you have an expansive, loving heart. And that's where you're coming from, because you know you're powerful. You know a lot of shit, and you know what goes on and why it goes on that way. But you're just being in between that, so you can be available to people. And that's beautiful. So yeah, get ready for that. Ooh. So again, you guys, love and light. Thank you so much. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're new, and hit that little bell, bing, 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 and it'll tell you when the new videos come up. All my links are down below for your private reads, my Etsy store. Check out Patreon. We got so much cool stuff up. We have the Oracle cards posted up there, and Ian and I are printing some out today and doing some stuff with them so we can use them in these reads. But yeah, we're going to have private chat night there on Saturday. It's so cool. I'm so proud of the Patreon page. It's really coming along. And if you guys need quick one question answers, I want to thank all you gorgeous people for continually coming on Instantgo. I love that, because they just ask, oh, Mel, this is going on. Can you pull the cards? Boom, we're done in like 5 minutes. And I usually get to it in an hour or two. So it's really fast and furious before dates. Some people get angst and stuff like that. It's natural. But again, you guys, this group is really good. Just know your power. When you're ever out, if people are too much in your way, just picture like a white bubble and be like, okay, this is my boundaries, and be in that beautiful place. Just picture your Jackie Chan on set looking at clouds, like, or you just got out of a towel, right? And you're in the warm sun. I always feel like warm sun helps me too. It calms me down. Again, I don't know if you guys if you saw this in my other reading, but the one thing I wanted to say at the end of this read was the perspective that I learned last night. So we had a big dinner, and you know, everybody gets a little like, you get a little socially exhausted. You want to move back into what you're doing. I go back in my room and I'm doing some research, and I hear the kids laughing and singing. Everybody's having a good time, and Ian's watching a loud movie and this, that. And the first thing that went into my head where I'm trying to research is, God, they're so loud. But right after that was, oh my God, they're having so much fun. And then I was like, what avenue do you want to go down? Oh, they're so loud, they're distracting me, and I'm going to get mad and get in a tizzy about it. Or they're having so much fun. Why don't you let them have fun? Or better yet, go join them and see what's going on. It's Thanksgiving. Why the hell are you doing research? You know what I mean? That's what I want you to choose between your first and second thought. One is always going to be what's ingrained in your old pattern, right? Before you evolved, which is the negative, how it affects you. And why would you immediately go there when you hear people around you having fun? Go to the secondary thing, which will be your higher vibration, saying it's not so bad, because guess what? They're having a blast. So go down that. Always, when that first thing comes in that, oh, I'm aggravated, look for a second one immediately and go, well, why are you aggravated and how can you change that? Oh my God, look at all the birds outside my window. I'm going to go look at them. Okay. There was like an epiphany towards what was going on, saying, where is my thinking vibration right now? Is it up here with, oh, they're having fun, let's go say hi? Or is it down here with, oh my God, they're going to infringe on my time, right? Let's get up here so we can be open and available in the best way to each other, right? So that's you guys. Love and light. I hope you had a really good Thanksgiving. Mwah!